the beginning of every show.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gives out a warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm around the corner just in time to see the bus drive by. It's all right, because I'm Saved by the Bell. Sometimes you have your own cold open. Sometimes your cold open just stumbles right into your lap, and you have something fun to start the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Essential Wrestling Podcast. My name is Karl. We are on episode 57. We have an absolutely huge episode today. I am on my remote island location here in parts unknown. Once again, as I am trying to defend New York, but I will get to that tomorrow. Today we get to talk about some wrestling. And I'm always getting joined on the bottom part of our screen by the first ever champion, living legend, John McConney. John, how are things today on this beautiful Tuesday?
It's a rainy day in Jersey, but we're talking wrestling, so it's a good time. Glad to be back.
The sun's always shines when we're talking wrestling. And on the top part of the screen with me, as we announced last week, big news, Mike made his cousin, John Smith. How's everything going today, John?
Hey, don't let the fact that I'm Mike Bader's cousin distract you from the real fact that Zach Morris is trash.
Zach Morris. The fun thing is, like, he actually helps produce those for College Humor. Those are some of the funniest things they have on the thing for College Humor. So we're going to get right into it. We have a big show today. The Mysterios are still the tag team champions on SmackDown, but they didn't look so well at the end of the show. Dustin Rhodes is still undefeated in bull rope matches. Darren Mehaffy is back with us to discuss the NXT UK brand and the huge Women's Championship rematch this Thursday. It's going to be an amazing match. Part one was awesome. Gary and I are going to dive into part two. It's going to be a lot of fun. Travis Severance is going to be filling in for Ryan Joy, representing Minutes to Bell Time and the Daily Wrestling News Show. As we all know, that Ryan Joy and MinutesToBellTime.com, they provide all of our graphics and statistics that you see every week on our show and that you will continue to see today. But Ryan Joy is now suspended currently by the Essential Wrestling Podcast as Eva Marie is making her return on Monday night, and he did not make a graphic for her. So Ryan Joy has to sit at home and think about what he's done. Travis Severance, welcome back to the show, pal. We are looking forward to talking to you about the New Japan, the new IWGP, that's what it was, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, and also the new NWA Women's Champion. We have a new NWA Women's Champion. They had a pay-per-view this past weekend as well. Travis will be here to discuss all that with us. We are going to main event our show. We have a special guest this week from the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show. Detroit's own Deshaun Whipple will be in the house. He is going to be making our picks with us for both Impacts Against All Odds and NXT TakeOver in your house. And as always, those picks are presented and sponsored, as well as the show, by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. And guys, she'll like it too. As I'm sitting here looking at the screen, I'm noticing that the background of our screen is black as usually gray. I don't know if I'm going to get fined for that. How about that? Bang! How about that? That looks more like home. There we go. So we're going to main event the show with Deshaun Whipple, all of our picks. We're going to curtain jerk the show. We had this big presentation and celebration, the celebration, bitches, for Eva Marie's Monday Night Raw return. But Ryan Joy, he bricked on the graphics. So I guess we're just going to have to go to what happened at the end with Shayna Baszler going full horror movie victim and just running scared throughout where are they now? They're not at Chocolate Cannon Field anymore. Baseball season started. Wherever they're at. Yuengling Center, excuse me. At the Yuengling Center, I guess she stepped on Lily, and that's it. Flames are shooting everywhere. Shayna was acting tough all in the beginning, but then she decided that, you know what? I think it's starting to get to her, John DeConnie. Any small comments, please?
I mean, I don't enjoy this out of Shayna Baszler. She's rougher and tougher than this, but if this, there have been some theories that maybe once she loses to Alexa in this, or she gets, possessed by Lily, whatever it may be, she may come out the other end of this stronger, fiendish, something along those lines. And if it puts her back at the top of the women's card, as opposed to just being a tag team with a little ha-ha with Reggie and whatnot, in the end, I'll be for it. Right now, last night, I was not very pleased. If it turns out with Shayna moving up the card, then I'll be okay with it.
Yeah, there you go. We got the thing positive. Like I said, Shayna I trust. I enjoy Shayna Baszler. I thought that was a decent acting job. She's trying to, be tough but scared at the same time. Not tough role the part. The victim in the horror movies, running and tripping. And I think that was a commercial. The kids ran into the thing with chainsaws. But John Smith, the show started with a huge tag team battle royal. The winners got a shot. They're going to receive a chance at AJ Styles and Omos. Styles actually ran them down at the top of the ramp. That was kind of fun. Very passive aggressive on AJ's part, but it's a lot. You can be that way when you got a 10-foot giant right to your immediate left. And Omos was talking some trash as well. But how'd the match go? Johnny Drip Drip.
Yeah. So there was actually 6 teams represented. It was 11 men total because the Miz was out in his wheelchair on the sidelines, keeping an eye on Johnny's dripstick. We had RKO, or RK Bro, the Viking Raiders, New Day, Drip Drip by himself, Mason T-Bar, a.k.a. The Ascension, and the Lucha House Party. I don't remember exactly the order of eliminations, but the Viking Raiders come out on top, and James Wheeler is here. And
that's it, James. We're live, James.
Yeah, we are live. The Viking Raiders come out on top. We all figured that RK Bro would be the ones coming out on top, but no, we got a little something later on between Riddle and Kofi instead.
Yeah, I kind of half said it yesterday on the Daily Wrestling Morning Wrestling News Show. Like, I'm like, maybe the War Raiders, maybe. So I'll take half credit. I had RK. I would have, if I was pointing the line, I would have taken Riddle and Randy. But then, after the match, I guess Kofi was backstage with Woods, and MVP approached him. Little heart-to-heart between the two, and it was actually, when art mimics real life. Everything MVP said was true. What happened during Kofi Mania, specifically the part where he was in tears when there was a camera on him and Shad Gaspard watching WrestleMania 35 when Kofi Kingston won, and the both of them were in tears, as having their, as MVP said, somebody who's like them, somebody they can look up to as WWE champion. And then, now MVP started to take some digs at him. I saw it. You almost had the fire. You had a great match against Bobby. You had a great match against you, but you lost it once you extended your hand. Like you were accepting the fact that you were a loser. Kofi really didn't appreciate that. And then I guess John Smith, going back to this whole New Day and RK Bro thing, Kofi, they had double duty tonight, him and Riddle, last night.
Yeah, they tore the place down, man. That was quite the match. But, Kofi, of course, comes out on top, which rightfully so. Xavier got involved with the trombone. Randy Orton didn't like that, so he came out. He didn't accompany Riddle. Well, Riddle wanted him there, and then eventually he did come out and put Xavier through the table. And then Kofi avoids the RKO from Riddle and hits the Trouble in Paradise for the win. Very, very good match.
Yeah, Randy was not happy at the end of that, too. He thought Riddle was kind of screwing around. So now Riddle, not only did he lose the match, he's got to try to win Randy back at some point. We had a women's tag team match, somewhat impromptu. Nikki Cross was being interviewed, or whatever. Charlotte Flair was talking to Postman Pierce and Sonya Deville. Going back and forth with Nikki, between Charlotte and Rhea, and then Postman Pierce is like, how about this? You two team together, let Nikki find a partner, have at it. Go for it. You guys want to both fight Nikki so bad? There you go.
Yeah, Charlotte wanted her loss from the previous week stricken from the record. And, Pierce and Sonya went, no. All right, well, then I want a rematch. Well, and then Rhea interrupted. She wants a rematch as well. She didn't like the fact that she lost to Nikki. So, as you said, they put together a tag match where Rhea and Charlotte would be partners, which already didn't sound like a very good idea. And
No.
Nikki would have a partner of her choosing, which, big shock, turned out to be Asuka. And they put on a really good match for about 13 minutes. But it was clear right from the start that Charlotte and Rhea were not getting along. There was a pat on the forehead as a tag. There was a vicious flare chop across the chest as a tag. And at some point, Rhea just had enough of it, went bat bleep crazy, and just threw a haymaker at Charlotte. They got into it. They started beating the hell out of each other. And Charlotte would eventually hit natural selection on Rhea in the middle of the ring. And Nikki was just like, all right. She just kind of rolled over, got the pin, 1, 2, 3. So technically, Nikki and Asuka won the match. Good times.
Yeah, and that's another win for Nikki over Rhea. So I think Charlotte Charlotte did nothing to break up that cover. Two things about this match. One, the interaction with Charlotte and Sonya, that was odd. It seemed like Sonya. I thought this was going to be Sonya was on Charlotte's side and Charlotte's back pocket to make all these matches, and it seemed like Sonya was kind of against her at this point, siding with Postman. I really didn't like that. But then when Nikki was making her partner, when she was announcing who her partner was, she was saying, like a cave, almost like a. I was almost popping for Molly Holly right there. I'm like, oh my God, did they just get Molly Holly? Are we getting Mighty Molly right? I was almost popping, and then all of a sudden, Asuka. That was the only time I think I've ever been disappointed to see Asuka in my entire life. I was let down. But Asuka's never let down. I wasn't ready for. I was ready for Molly Holly. I wasn't ready for Asuka on that one. Going over. What was that?
No one is.
Nah, no one is. Elias did an in-ring promo. Says he knows Raker's been through war, but Raker won't go through war with him. So that's why he decided to take a walk last week. And they were supposed to have a match. But Raker jumped him beforehand. Him and his spiffy new haircut, looking sharp, attacked Elias from behind. Raker got the win via countout. Elias really never recovered from the pre-match attack. So he took a walk with Elias. You see what he did there? He walked with himself. He walked with Elias. He walked by himself. There you go. That makes sense. So Raker with the win over Elias via countout. John Nakani, we had a match where the winner would fight Sheamus. Sheamus don't look so good, and I'm not even talking about the fact that he didn't have his mohawk up straight.
Yeah. Sheamus was selling the fact that he was horribly, horribly disfigured by that shot last week. And the guys at the announce table tried to pump him up. I think Jimmy Smith even told him, no, you look fine, sir. You look fine. And Sheamus replied with, I had to wear a pork chop around my neck this weekend to get the dogs to play with me. So that was the line of the night as far as I was concerned. But in the ring, we had Humberto Carrillo versus Ricochet. And as you might imagine, for a little more than 5 minutes, those two had a fantastic match.
Yeah.
With Sheamus ringside there. And then Ricochet hit a Spanish fly from the apron to the floor. And I swear to God, every time I see a Spanish fly, I'm just amazed that the guys get the full rotation, which they did, and it looked fantastic. And it must have hurt like hell because neither one of them could answer the 10 count to get back in the ring. So we wind up with a double count out. And right now, Sheamus thinks he's got the week off and doesn't have to worry about it. But something tells me that's not the way it's going to work out.
Yeah, James Wheeler's chiming in now. Here goes Raw ripping off AEW. Is they do the same thing with Omega, Pac, and Cassidy? There's been other triple threat matches in history, James. Come on. So, yeah, this looks like it's going towards a triple threat. I would like to see this. I mean, I don't know. I mean, is Sheamus, legit on, IR right now for maybe, a couple weeks? I don't think he can wrestle. I think he legit got messed up, right? This is.
Oh yeah, he really got his face busted, so he probably will not be on the LSL card.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the return of Jeff Hardy. Hey, we had a Jeff Hardy sighting. He defeated Cedric Alexander after a twist of fate into a swanton. Also, in another feud, actually, I'm kind of looking forward to see where this is going. Mustafa Ali had a little backstage encounter with Mansoor. Asking if Mansoor was ready. And he's like, oh, yeah, of course I'm ready. Mansoor being, the good guy he is. He had his breakfast and said his prayers and all that fun stuff. And Ali's like, no, like Drew Gulak's a D-hole. He's going to try to cheat. Are you going to be ready for him to poke you in the eye? Like, this is, I think he kind of sees like, oh, maybe I wasn't ready for that. But he was. I guess I don't know if he actually was ready because he beat Drew Gulak with a reversal after Gulak was hooking the tights. So Ali called it. Points for Mustafa Ali. But did Mansoor listen, or was he actually prepared for it? So this is going to be a kind of fun little thing going forward with those two. I think that's going to be a fun pairing, whether or not it gets any time on any pay-per-view whatsoever. I think it's going to be good. Going forward, which is actually backwards to Friday night on SmackDown, and absolutely another fun night on SmackDown. We started with Roman Reigns in the ring. That's just how we start every show now. Fun side note, his music's getting to me. I'm starting to enjoy it. I feel the epicness and the slow saunter. I like the music. My original thought was this would be better if this was Seth Rollins' music, but I guess it's starting to kind of grow on me with Roman. But anyway, I digress. He wasn't happy about last week, but he's a changed man. And he actually wished the Usos luck. And he'll allow them to he will allow them to tag together to try to get the tag team championships from the Mysterios. And a fun little fact, and I guess they've been doing the top 50 tag team poll or whatever, the rankings on Peacock. This Friday night was actually the 50th anniversary of the WWF, the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, 50th anniversary of the birth of the tag team championship. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then you got a father-son combination against, a twin combination. You got two families, very historic families, obviously. And they curtain jerked the show with the match, John Smith.
Yeah, there's more than one royal family in professional wrestling. Anyway, so Roman told Jimmy that he called his shot, so he better go out there and deliver, because that's what Roman does, is he calls his shots and he delivers. So they go out and have a 15-minute knockdown, drag-out fight with the Mysterios, and the referee doesn't see Jimmy kick out at 2 and calls a 3 count on a roll-up, of course. So that did not go over well backstage with Roman and the Usos. Roman then called Jimmy on purpose, or was it a mistake, or what was that all about? It doesn't matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So then the Usos go to Pierce, get their shot back. Then Pierce goes and tells the Mysterios that they got to stick around when they're on their way out with their bags already. So then we get this matchup again as the main event, and looks like the Usos are about to lose again, and Roman comes down and has to take care of business himself. He gets the Usos disqualified, but he destroys both Mysterios in the process.
Yes, wreck everyone and leave. But this time, actually, it was Jimmy that left. He had Dominic in the submission, that blatant choke that Roman does.
Guillotine.
Jimmy didn't like it that he was had it on Dominic for as long as he did. Like, Oos, he's out. Oos, give up. So stop. So Jimmy took a walk, and we ended the show with Jay like halfway in between Roman and Jimmy, and then like Roman made a beeline for Jay and just stared like a death stare. Like, are you actually thinking about going with him right now? So as the world turns in the Owanai family, I guess, did I pronounce that right? I guess James Wheeler wants to spread rumors. We'll keep on throwing James up here. James Wheeler wants to spread rumors. We're going to throw SpongeBob up in there too with him. There we go. Yeah. No idea what they're doing, but I guess if you want to do Ray and if you want to do Ray and Roman, I guess sure.
Ray would get absolutely destroyed inside of that cell. I would love to see that match. He just gets thrown everywhere.
Seth Rollins in another amazing suit, as always. His wardrobe closet, that should have a WWE special of its own, is Seth Rollins' wardrobe. I guess they asked him why he did what he did to Cesaro the week prior, and Rollins says he doesn't know his explanation, and he bounced. So that was it, done. See it. So that was it with that. Commander Z beat up Kevin Owens before the Intercontinental Championship match. Since he was barred from ringside, he wasn't barred from anything, backstage or before the match. So he beat the snot out of Owens. They had the match. Owens never recovered. Apollo Crews hit the Death Valley Driver on the ring apron, which some would say is the hardest part of the ring. Got the 1, 2, 3. So Apollo Crews, still your Intercontinental Champion, technically did it by himself as Aziz was backstage. And then for no S's and G's, here comes Sami Zayn, and he just Haluva kicks Kevin Owens in the face. Sure. So they're going to keep going. Is that we talked pre-production, maybe put those two in a cell. Just keep going with those two. Fight forever, right?
Yep.
We got that. Bianca Belair was pissed that Bayley laughed at her, so Bianca challenged her at Hell in a Cell. And ding dong, hello, Bayley accepted. That match is now booked for Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Women's Champion. Bayley accepted the challenge via Titantron. Wasn't actually in the ring, and then she just continued to laugh at her. And actually, that's actually really, really like heel tactic.
A million Baileys on the
laughed
screen.
at.
All the million Baileys on
yeah.
every single screen. That was hilarious.
Carmella defeated Liv Morgan via submission, and just heartbroken for Liv Morgan. She lost her best friend. She's just not. It's a sad time for one of the best Jersey girls, one of our favorites that we have here. Let's just keep her chin up, Liv. Happy birthday, Liv, actually. Today's Liv Morgan's birthday. So keep rolling with the punches, Liv. We're rooting for you. At least I'm rooting for you. Hashtag Jersey Strong. Chad Gable tried to recruit the Street Profits to the Alpha Academy. That didn't work out well at all. And then Otis demanded, later in the night, Otis went up to the Street Profits, demanded an apology. Didn't get it, so Otis started swinging. So that eventually might be a match for this Friday coming up on SmackDown. Nothing is booked official. Let's just play hypothetically here. John DeConnie, who do you got? You got the Alpha Academy and you got the Street Profits right now.
I think the Alphas, maybe the Alphas go over first because they're pretty pissed off about Chad being turned down rather unceremoniously. And then eventually, I think there's the potential to do something interesting with the Street Profits. I've seen some people throw around some photoshops of them possibly joining the Hurt Business, and that would getting them on a losing streak would be a way to perhaps do that.
Ooh, I like that, John Smith. You're as our resident Hurt Business aficionado.
I don't see why you would get rid of Cedric and Shelton and then bring in. That seems like a lateral move to bring in the Street Profits and get rid of those two. But, I mean, Shelton is a little older, that's the only difference. But I mean, I like the Alpha Academy to win this match and do it by heel tactics, and they'll probably run it back maybe at the pre-show for Hell in a Cell or something.
Yeah, I like that. I'll go Alpha Academy as well. And then the last match, we'll talk about John DeConnie. Eric Boogs, he plays Shinsuke Nakamura to the ring, accompanied by Pat McAfee on air guitar. Great duo those three make, actually. Nakamura and Baron Corbin went at it once again, and sometimes when you win, you actually lose. Sometimes when you lose, you actually win, and sometimes when you lose, you actually tie. Can't remember what movie that was from, but you may continue.
Yeah, well, this one was over almost in the blink of an eye. This is less than a 2-minute match. And I'll probably spend more than 2 minutes describing it. But like you said, Boogs came down with Nakamura. Corbin and Nakamura got into it. Corbin does his, slide out, go around the ring post and slide back in. Only this time he came across Boogs in the middle, so he threw a clothesline to him. And then when he slid back in, he grabbed Nakamura by the hair, yanked him down, and leaned into a very awkward roll-up for the 1, 2, 3. But that wasn't where it ended because Corbin would go to the announce desk, get his crown back. He was very, very happy. But Boogs would kind of shoestring tackle him on the way out, make sure he did not get away, and Nakamura would come and kick him in his friggin' head and get back his rightful crown. And King Skay continues to rule.
King Skay, Nakamura. Yeah, I just had something I was going to say. Oh, white man can't jump, right? For one reason, I'm hearing Rosie Perez say that. Sometimes you can win, you actually lose. Sometimes, anyway. So that will do it for Friday Night SmackDown. Absolutely great show. I love every Friday night. I just absolutely love SmackDown. So Guys, we will bid you adieu for the time being. We are going to bring in. Let me get to me. Let's just try to do it right this time. Yeah, we're going to bring in all the way overseas from the beautiful United Kingdom, Gary, by God, Mehaffy, the icon, right? I believe we haven't called you that in a long time. Gary, top of the evening to you, Milady.
Evening. I'm actually surprised. I've got to say, with you sitting backstage there, you're bound to be cold. Your Deshaun Whipples are bound to be like bricks there, but that's like.
It's ice or gotcha. Gary, we normally start our conversations because normally whatever happens in the main event is normally the biggest thing that happens on the week prior next to UK. We're going to flip this up a little bit. We're going to start with the opening match. I don't want to because Noam Dar lost, but Ilya Dragunov, great match with those two. Like I said, Noam didn't shy away. You kind of think that with the psychotic things that Dragunov's been doing lately, Noam Dar would shy away, and he stood tall.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like when you were just saying a minute ago about when John was saying about how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and stuff, you could just let them keep going forever. To be perfectly honest, Dragunov and Dar, I could happily watch every week. Just wrestle each other because they are great. And the more I think that Noam Dar wrestles, actually, even though he lost here, the more that he wrestles, I think the more everybody goes, he's a lot more than just a mouth. He's brilliant in the ring. The two of them bring the best out of each other. It looks as if they are at the minute using Noam Dar to kind of springboard Dragunov back into the main event mix. So we'll see where we go.
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this match first, because it's a perfect segue. And first of all, you're exactly right about Noam Dar. Noam Dar can eat losses too. He can do this and not lose any credibility whatsoever because he's supposed to get his ass kicked. That's you want to see him do that. And every once in a while he'll sneak in a cheap BS win, and then you hate him even more. Then he wants to get that. So it's a nice little cycle that Noam Dar's getting. But yeah, that's exactly why I wanted to do that first, because Joe Coffey, Rampage Brown, that's what main evented. Another just knockdown UK strong style drag out affair. Those two just beat the crap out of each other again. And the match ended. Joe Coffey got the win with the best of the bells, and then you see the stare down, the handshake between the two. They're going to go at it one more time. We talked about that last week, but then here comes Dragunov, just sticking his nose in this business here. That's balls.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it at all, but whenever they came to 1-1, I thought, oh, we're right, here we go, 1-1, here comes the decider. And just as you're getting ready to think that, as you say, out comes Dragunov to go, hold on here, gents, you can do what you want, I'm back. And as you say, sticking his nose into it. So whether you have the three-way coming up, or whether you have the two of them facing off one more time and then they face Dragunov for the number one or something, we'll see what happens. But either way, I mean, if it's a three-way, that would be an unbelievable match with the three of them. We always say NXT UK is worth a watch, and the three of them would make any show worth a watch.
Yeah, and if you got the three of them, I mean, I know they're the last three guys that on the UK side that challenged Walter, but there's no reason why those three shouldn't be in some type of number one contenders match, because Walter is coming back. They announced it last week. We haven't seen him since Stand and Deliver back in April, but Walter is going to be back in-house, present and accounted for. Does somebody come out and challenge him? What do you think we're saying here?
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was interesting. The whole episode, you had them saying Walter was coming back, and all of a sudden you had Jordan Devlin appear in the middle of the show as well. They're bringing lots of the big names back and doing it. I would say, what if they're going to go for those three guys and say a number one contenders match, that if Walter comes out and gives it a wee bit of, I've been champion for 6,942 days here, what are you going to do about it? And then somebody like Rampage comes out and goes, right, big boy, I'm going to take you. And then the other two come out. So we may find maybe in a couple of weeks' time, we'll have a number one contenders three-way. And then a few weeks after that, they'll build up to another match against Walter. So,
Yeah, kind of hoping, thinking about, just if we were talking backstage, and actually, James Wheeler, I saw your comment. Well, I'm going to bring up what James said in a second. Something we talked again backstage, and I kind of laughed at it. But regardless, if there are rumors of hopefully, even if it's at BT Studios, some type of UK takeover with a failed 4-way here, just be not the most perfect thing to do to get the UK takeover just back rolling in a positive direction here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know we'd always talked, and we were saying that Travis and John the Conte and I were saying before we started as well, that if the NXT UK takeover had happened in Dublin over the summer like it was meant to, there'd always been those rumours of Finn Balor coming across and being the one to kind of challenge Walter Fort and maybe beat him, and then being the figurehead. So you've got stuff like that in the background as well, and everybody's fantasy booking. And the good thing is, everybody's fantasy booking, and every match that you book in your head is amazing. And it's like, so you can't lose no matter what happens. The fans are going, this is great.
Yeah, so they're manageable expectations too. You can book Walter and Finn Balor. That's possible. Like Walter versus CM Punk. Like, oh my God, that actually be great. Like, let's just lower the. Just stop. Like Chicago's not in the UK. Just everyone just back up. Moving forward, Effie Valkyrie. She's ready to return after her forced training seminar, I guess if you want to call it that. So she's ready to roll. We had not an impromptu tag team championship match, but as last week, Pretty Deadly. He challenged Jack Stars and a partner of Jack Stars' choosing. So we'll get James his question up here first, because it kind of involves Jack Stars. Again, Piper Niven being Eva Marie's body, like this, she doesn't need a bodyguard.
I'd happily guard her body. It's all right. Yes. I'll volunteer.
But like she's doing these training vignettes like Rocky Balboa. Like she doesn't need anybody. I think they can do something else with Piper.
Although I will say, and I know that we were talking about it backstage as well, but Piper Niven has been conspicuous by her absence in the last few weeks. Now they've mentioned her and said, "Oh yes, she's about," but she hasn't been about. And there's part of me did think, "Oh, okay, they've taken her off TV. Is she going to go across the NXT? Or are they going to do something with her?" Or maybe they've just taken it off NXT UK to kind of cycle people in and out the way they do. But she has been conspicuous. But it'll be interesting to see where they go. But yeah, as you say, we had this tag team match, and NXT UK's resident country and western star come out to come out to beat Jack Star's tag partner Nathan Fraser came out. And although I know I mock him and say that, but like, he is amazing, and he's starting to be able to show more and more of what he can do. So,
two things about that match. One, I would have lost money. I would have bet the ranch. It would have been Levi Muir, because aren't they already a tag team? I would have bet money Levi Muir was going to be Jack Star's tag team partner. So I lost that one. But seeing Nathan Fraser and Pretty Deadly on the same screen at the same time, wouldn't you like to see Nathan Fraser lead Pretty Deadly? I think he would fit in perfectly with those two. Like a small little, just like a deep bag Gaston, faction or a trio or whatever you want to call it. I saw them. I'm like, oh man, he with the hair. And
because actually, even the couple of times that he's been on Supernova sessions, you go, there's just a wee something there that wouldn't take too much of a twig to go, hey. Yeah. And then you go, okay. As you say, that would be a really interesting move.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. Piper Niven, like I said, I think she's off TV for a reason. Like I said, I mentioned it last week. There's just been just a little mentions that Jack Stars misses her, and he's depressed and he's upset before he gets confronted by somebody, So I don't think she's going across. Like they're not going to just leave this wide open like that. At least, I mean, Vince, sure, he like Aleister Black just kicked Biggie in the face. Okay, that's not going to get solved.
Maybe it's all leading to Jack Star's Eva Marie feud. Once Lily and Shayna Baszler's worked its way out, maybe that's the next main event match on Raw or something. But
you'll Piper on a pole match. We'll Piper on a shark cage, and then put Jack versus Eva. There you go. Joseph Connor's big win over your boy Flash Morgan Webster with the cross-armed Rude Awakening. I guess that's kind of how I looked at it. After Ginny interfered, that set it up. Of course, Ginny's going to get involved. But Shame on Subculture, specifically Danny Luna, for not being out there to kind of counter Ginny here. That's not off. They're not starting off on the right foot, in my opinion, right there, Gar.
Yeah, I mean, should have been there and they should have done it, but I'm really looking forward. The interesting thing to me is because you've got the 3 members of Subculture and you've only got Jenny and Joseph Connors, where do they get their 6th man? Where do they, if they have 6 people in the match, whether Sam Gradwell actually might be the sort of one that could come in and lead something in there as well. But I didn't mind. I mean, I love Joseph Connors in the ring. I think he's great, and I think linking him with Jenny has helped. But although I love Flash Morgan Webster, I didn't mind him taking the loss here because it's going to keep building to something more, and there's more of a story coming here. So
yeah,
so it'll be good.
Saxon Huxley's not doing anything right now. Maybe you could give him a nice little makeover, like straighten his hair, put in a ponytail, put suit on, take that Muppet gimmick off him, the giant Muppet man. So, but the big match we got to talk about, Gary. This is it, part 2. Kaylee Ray, Miko Satomura. Miko Satomura replaced an injured Zaya Brookside and won that gauntlet match to earn this shot. They fought maybe a month or 2 ago. Kaylee Ray got the better of the two. Kaylee showed her respect then, but then when Miko won the gauntlet to earn this match, she didn't show her the respect after that, as he kicked her in the head after they bowed to each other. So a little bit of different here. Kaylee Ray, she's beat her once. She doesn't have the respect for her that she used to. She doesn't fear her. How do you see this going? Because it's like I said, this is WWE. You get the buyback, but it's not really WWE. Hunter's got his own mind here, so
yeah. I'm still gonna say, I mean, it'll be a phenomenal match unless there's some sort of shenanigans, which I don't think they will do on NXT UK. And I can well imagine actually Andy Shepherd and Nigel McGuinness calling this and going absolutely mad as it comes towards the end of it, because their commentary's brilliant. Again, and props to them. But I think Kaylee Ray to go over, and then I think coming out of this that we're going to then head towards Aoife Valkyrie coming in after this. That Kaylee's going to do it, and obviously I think if I'm right, Mako beat Aoife in her only loss, and I think that she's going to come back and say, "It's my time. I never got my shot. I'm coming for you." So that's where I think we're going to go.
Yeah, do all those training in the woods. I mean, this is what Effie's preparing for. I got Kaylee Ray as well. I love our forever champion. That's a great tagline for her. I think that's very clever. And I think it's just too soon for her to not be like. Yeah. She just started calling herself that. It'd be nothing. So I would like to see our forever champion.
Although they could go to, obviously I was going to say Millie McKenzie, but Amelia next, because they had the whole thing with her and being Miko Satomura's protege and stuff. So I mean, she could lose, and then she could come in to help, and then have a small feud there with Kaylee first, but.
100%. So, Gary, thank you much for spending time with us late at night. Appreciate you staying up as always. Real quick, we have Impact and NXT this weekend. Any wild, bold predictions that you want to throw out there?
No, I mean, it's interesting. I'll still be interested. I think that at some point in the next few weeks, somebody who's been released from NXT will end up on Impact. To be fair, I think they'll pick one or two up. I think is where we'll go, and I think that'll cause a little bit of a shock. But other than that, no, there's nothing I'm thinking about at the minute. But
all right, sounds good, Gar. Gar, have yourself a great night tonight, pal. I'll see you next week.
Yes, just to see you then. Have a good one.
All right, so we're gonna go from Gary. We're gonna go to the salesman of fun of Northern New York, from upstate New York. We have Travis Severance.
Finally, I'm back to the Essential Wrestling Podcast.
Tough act to follow, Travis. Like I said, we were talking about that. I'm sorry.
Gerberg is tough. He brings the heat. He brings the heat. All the ladies just logged off. This is tough. This is a hard act to follow. I got the both Johns. I got Whipple behind me. Everybody's coming at my space, so I got it.
There you go. We got numerous topics we can talk about today. First, Dominion. As Ryan, I'm sure you and Ryan talked this morning. I was unable to catch the show, but we have a new IWGP champion. This is the third champion of the year, and this is the third new champion of the year. So, Takagi Shindo.
Shingo Takagi, I kind of called it when the Ospreay injury came up. He's been around for a long time. First recorded match, 2005, ROH Dragon Gate Invasion. He fought none other than Curryman Christopher Daniels. So he's been around for a long time. He's had the open belt twice. He's been junior heavyweight tag, which is odd, and he was the tag champ as well. I mean, they got about 47 belts, so he hasn't had them all, but he's had a good number of them. And he's a great representative too, and he works his butt off, and he's got a great strong style and stuff. There's no shortage of people in the locker room, though, that he can face. Ibushi seems like he's next on the card, but there's a ton of people that he hasn't had long-standing feuds. He's LIJ, but it's always been Naito or Evil before Evil broke off and stuff like that. So there's some real interesting places where he can go. He beat Evil to get into the finals for the J Cup. Evil kind of walked away from them in LIJ, so you kind of have that thing going on. He's 1-2 against Ospreay. He's 0-2 against Jay White with back-to-back G1 losses and their only singles matches and stuff. So there's a bunch of different places you could see this thing going. He hasn't really done anything with Minoru Suzuki. You could see something happen, possibly interfaction with Sonata or Naito. I think we're going to see some United Empire vengeance. We could see Cobb and Okan go after him after this Ibushi thing. So there's a whole lot of match potential that's there. Personally, I think it only goes two ways. I think Ospreay comes back and takes the title off him, or I think we see him run the table. As long as this isn't cursed like being put on the cover of Madden, I think we see him run the table up until Wrestle Kingdom, and I think Jay White's probably going to win the G1 this year, and then we'll see the belt come off maybe then. So I think he's going to hold it for a long time. Got to establish a champion. It's 90 days and three champs.
I'm glad this wasn't, in an emergency, break glass, and then here comes Kazuchika Okada. I thought this was a great idea. When I found out that Takagi won it, I was happy. I'm like, okay, that was the right call. Is that new blood? You got all these new figures. Exactly. You just hit every single nail on the absolute head. Anything else in Dominion worth mentioning before we get to the NWA show?
Nothing really happened other than that. Dominion. The Dominion stuff was good. We're moving into we're always on the road if we're in New Japan. So the next thing that we're moving into is Kazuna Road, Korakuen Hall. We've got June 22nd and 23rd. We got Never Open 6 on the 22nd, which is going to be Ishii, Goto, and Hashi versus Evil and kind of the two jobbers, Dick Toga and Takahashi. So I don't see those belts changing. And then we got junior tags, which is running it back. We got Sho and Yo with the belts against El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori, which those guys kind of ping pong back and forth the way the Dangerous Techers and GOD sort of does. So that one's kind of a tough one to call. Taiji Ishimori challenged ELD for the junior title too, so that's probably going to be somewhere in the mix. I don't think we're going to see it on the Casino Road show, but probably right after that.
All right, all sounds good. A lot of New Japan coming. That's a lot of topics for you and for Ryan to talk about on Tuesday mornings.
Yeah, that's Strong's bringing the heat too. Strong is really good, and allegedly we're going to see some different content coming in for the stuff that they did on the Roku channel as well. So they've just been kind of getting everybody familiarized with New Japan and stuff, and showing some feature matches. So we're supposed to be getting some new content coming for that soon. So that should be exciting as well.
All right, sounds good. Now, did you watch NWA When Shadows Fall? Did I get that right?
When Our Shadows Fall.
Shadows Fall. Very, very poetic. That was very deep pay-per-view title for Billy Corgan right there.
Yeah, so I got it. I looked at the card. I was excited. There were a lot of former WWE talent in there. They had some other places. There's a four-way match to kind of open the show. None of the tag teams in that four-way match are signed right now. So NWA is kind of in this rebuilding thing. It's a lot of, testing the waters and stuff. JTG was there. Ryan and I got to see him in Florida when we were down there for Mania. The guy's in great shape. It was nice to see him, and he was a familiar face. Wrestled against Fred Rosser, so they put on a pretty good match. The Stevens Kratos tag team match, that's a team that's going to implode. They ended up retaining, but they're just sort of setting up for that. And I felt like the opener was maybe NWA sort of feeling out what their roster is going to look like. It almost felt like an active audition that I paid $20 for. Some of the matches were pretty good. Some of the matches were a little bit sloppy. We did get to see a title change though.
And that's the big thing. I mean, it's Yeah, before we get to that, I know Ryan just completely just shot down Trevor Murdoch and Nick Aldis. Like, how was that as bad of an ending as it was? Like, that was. It reminded me. I believe it was WrestleMania 4. I know you're a wrestling historian like I am, to a point, but WrestleMania 4. The referee, Brutus had the match won, and then the referee's like, no, I'm sorry, Honk, you was disqualified before you got the match won, and that's the exact same thing that happened.
So it was so Aldis shoves the ref, so you think, oh, maybe DQ's coming here. Poor Murdoch's not going to get his belt. Murdoch hits Aldis with the chair a couple times, throws it on the ring, and the ref comes back in as Murdoch's got him wrapped up and DQ's Murdoch on the chair being in the ring. He didn't see the chair. He never saw him use the chair. And it was like, man, that is not a good way to end that show.
Wait, Murdoch was the one that's qualified? I thought Aldis was the qualified for pushing out.
It was so there's just this giant confusion, right? So Murdoch afterwards gave this real heartfelt promo afterwards, but he's done that a handful of times and stuff. They have this. It's sort of like it's like a miniature SmackDown problem. It's not as obvious in SmackDown because there's a lot of talent there, but like they're in kind of a rough spot right now with Roman. Well, NWA is in a really rough spot with Aldis. They've got nobody near the talent and the caliber that he is to be able to put that title on him. It just isn't. It's not happening right now. So hopefully, some of this stuff sorts out. We see some of them, I think AEW is going to go through the same sort of stuff that we've been seeing from WWE. I think we're going to see some fat trimming and stuff like that. Maybe NWA can pick up some scraps and some talent and put together some good stuff moving forward. But right now, they are not in the position that they were before the break for sure. They don't have the roster to deliver the studio type of show because their promos are weak or their in-ring work is weak. So it's a rough spot for them right now.
Yeah, they have a great women's champion. We have a new women's champion. Camille got it done. Unfortunately, Serena Deeb, representing All Elite Wrestling, she had to put the belt back in where are they? In what town do they do their filming in? They're like in Kentucky or something.
I forget where they are.
But the NWA title's back home. That's the most important thing.
So NWA title's back home. Camille, impressive in stature, very green in the ring. I think that was only maybe her 6th televised match ever. Fortunately, Sabrina Deeb could have a great match with a mop handle, and she helped carry this. Camille is a big, impressive stature. If she gets somebody to talk for her or she gets some more in-ring work, she actually needs like 90 more days with Serena Deeb to really help herself out. She's a power wrestler, though, so there's depending on how they decide to book her and stuff like that. I'm not sure who they're going to throw against because you can't have her wrestle Thunder Rosa every week, and some of the other talent there is a little bit lighter and needs some more matches as well. But she's impressive in stature, and I think she's got good opportunity there. Not quite ready yet, but again, I think it was a situation where they really needed somebody to move the belt from Deeb so that Deeb could go away, and Camille is a big presence and a fresh face.
All right, sounds good. So that'll do it for you, Travis. We appreciate you filling in. Before we go, any predictions, anything that you want to throw out for the 2 pay-per-views this weekend before we make our picks later on in the show?
I don't see Moose winning, and I'd really like to see Pete Dunne win the 5-way. I'd love to see Pete Dunne win the 5-way, and I don't think if Karrion Kross is in the match, he doesn't get pinned, and I think the belt's going off him.
All right. Bold prediction from Travis Evans. We'll appreciate you. We will see you next Tuesday morning on the Daily Wrestling News Show. Thank you, Travis.
Pleasure. Bang.
All right, we're going to bring back in John Smith. What was that?
That was me reacting to Karrion Kross losing the belt.
Oh, I thought it was from the diamond cutter that he threw out there.
Yeah.
We're going to just blow through AEW real quick. Couple matches that we got to pick, a little bit of highlights, and then Deshaun Whipple, he is backstage. He is ready to roll. Deshaun, we see you, pal. We're looking forward to it. AEW started off the big news that came out of it. Tony Schiavone in the ring. He was trying to interview Mark Henry. Mark Henry just says, "Oh, no, I still got some gas left in the tank," which is great. Then here comes Vicky Guerrero. And then Andrade El Idolo, John DeConnie. We didn't really talk about this pre-production. Your thoughts on Andrade being all elite, hashtag all elite here?
It was definitely not something I saw coming, but, wow. A talent like him in a company like that with that size roster, I mean, he could have a half dozen really nice feuds before he gets anywhere near a belt. So, that's just fantastic for AEW and for him.
Yeah, good. John Smith. Any comments on Andrade? Is Zelina short behind her, or what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't think Zelina ends up there. I think that Vince might end up throwing a little more money than he would want to at her just to keep her away from that tandem from happening over there. But I'm just hoping that Andrade doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Of course, when he's there right now, they're going to give him the spotlight. But then I'm just concerned where he's going to be 4 months from now. Are we going to be watching him on YouTube, or are we going to be watching him as the TNT champion?
Oh, we never got Miro and Andrade, huh?
I don't think so.
John DeConnie, the main event of Dynamite was a bull rope match. Dustin Rhodes apparently threw it out there. Nobody knew this but him, I guess. Undefeated in bull rope matches going into it. And it was a tall order against Nick Comoroto.
Wait, you didn't have stats on all his bull rope matches?
I got to check. That's a minutes to bell time thing. That's not a pro. That's
well, if you don't have a spreadsheet on it and Ryan doesn't have some stats on it, then it might as well not exist. However, moving forward, Dustin Rhodes and Nick Comoroto in a bull rope match. We had Aaron Solo and his blue hair come out, multiple times and try and interfere before eventually, I believe it was Colton Gunn that ran him off for good. They went back and forth for a good 10 minutes. Dustin at one point hits his final reckoning, that kind of twisting brainbuster. And I don't know if it was set up this way, but the announce team sold it, and it just happened. It looked like it did. He dropped him right on the cowbell. And, that's essentially a finisher. And he dropped him on the cowbell. And Comoroto bench presses Dustin off him on a 1 count. And you're thinking, oh, my God, they'd already gone for almost 10 minutes at this point. Where are they going next? Well, it didn't take much longer. Dustin would eventually hit a second buckle bulldog and tie him up, basically hog tie him with the bull rope, and then he would get the 1, 2, 3 and remain undefeated in bull rope matches.
Yeah, very good. The show opened. The Young Bucks defeated the Death Triangle members Pac and Pet El Zero Miedo. After Brandon Cutler interfered and then Nick Jackson pinned Pac, the Bucks' post-match attack was thwarted by, of all people, Eddie Kingston. Now, I know Eddie Kingston hates the Bucks. He doesn't exactly get along with Pat and Penta, my best friend. I mean, I bring that up every week. It's not like that's... These guys hate each other, but we're going to throw them in a 6-man tag team match anyway. Have Brandon Cutler teaming with the Young Bucks against Penta, Pac, and Eddie Kingston. And oh my God, it's John Smith.
I don't see how that 3-man team loses. Former best friends, current best friends, all on the same side. I got them winning.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, that little white box in the corner should have an asterisk that said Brandon Cutler not pictured. Also, he takes the pin.
Yeah, Brandon Cutler's there to take the pin. I just don't know. He's there to take the pin, but I just can't. Kingston and there was supposed to be a custody of the Lucha Brothers ladder match that we were making fun of between Pac and Kingston. Like, how is this? Anyway, I don't know how to get along. Britt Baker's double cheeseburger champion celebration was ruined by Nyla Rose, who slapped the burgers right out of Britt's hands. What a bitch.
They weren't vegan.
What was that?
They weren't vegan.
Yeah, probably. Jungle Boy and Christian Cage, they defeated Private Party, who apparently just came from church. They got snappy look outfits. They look very well dressed. Jungle Boy got him in the snare trap. So we have a match stemming from that. Christian Cage, he is going to be going up against Angelico of TH2. this Friday night, Dynamite once again being preempted by by basketball. It'll be on Friday night. Jungle Boy and Kenny Omega, they'll be on a Saturday night for the World Championship on June 26th. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I think it is pretty ironic how there was this war for God knows how long. The Wednesday Night Wars. Who's watching wrestling tomorrow night?
Not me.
Nobody. John DeConnie, Christian Cage versus Angelico. Who do you got?
I think you keep Christian Cage rolling. I don't know where he's headed because I thought he was headed to a title shot to fill time before Hangman Page gets his shot. But I don't know where Christian Cage is headed next, but I think he goes over Angelico.
All right, John Smith.
Samesies.
All right, the Factory defeated the Nightmare Family after Anthony Ogogo snuck Cody with a right cross, and then QT just landed on top of him for the pin. We have an announcement from Cody Rhodes. John Smith, any guesses?
He's pregnant.
He's John DeConnie.
I think we're gonna find out some very important stuff here. We're gonna find out what they're naming their daughter.
If he does that on a wrestling, oh god, okay.
Sapphire. If it's Sapphire, then it's fine.
The Inner Circle did an in-ring promo they'll never forgive and they'll never effing forget, and they are not done with Pinnacle. So apparently that's going to keep going. Pinnacle, we're going to hear from them as well, so they're going to fire back at the Inner Circle. So apparently this is going to keep going forward. Taz did backstage promo. He's still pissed, and that's not really a shock to anybody. But he's still pissed at Adam Page, so he wants Brian Cage. He's going to team with Powerhouse Hobbs. Do I have the right graphic here? That's the Pinnacle. He's going to challenge Hangman Page to grab a member of the Dark Order to fill out that team. Page took 10. Preston Vance. John DeConnie, who do you got?
Give me Hangman and 10. Not 100% on that one, but I'm leaning that way.
I feel like Brian Cage he's about 5 minutes away from leaving Team Taz here, John Smith.
Yeah, I still like him to win, though. I think 10 is going to take the pin in this one.
Okay. Tony Schiavone had a busy night on last Friday night. He was in the ring with Sting and Darby Allin, which was interrupted on the video board by Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. They're taking a different approach to this feud now. They're saying Darby is too Sting dependent. So now they want to challenge Darby and anybody else other than Sting. So different approach. See if it works out for them. That match was not announced, so hopefully I don't know if they're going to announce it or it'll be at a later date. Red Velvet defeated the Bunny with a black mass like spin kick. So I guess a Velvet mass. Are we calling this?
That's her just
Velvet
dessert.
Mass. I like it.
It's still a black mass.
But she's Red Velvet though. She can switch it to Velvet Mass, right? She's Red Velvet.
Yes.
Big Swole was at ringside, so it was good to see her back on TV. She was missing for quite some time. Lance Archer, he is going to be in action or fighting in action. So we always wondered what in action's record was. I always thought it was 1 in 1,000. Apparently, it's 1 in a million. So you're saying there's a chance? So Lance Archer, anyone want to go against Lance Archer here? I'm going to leave it now for a second. All right, and then the TNT Championship will be on the line. Miro, undefeated, 7-0, going against Evil Uno of the Dark Order. John Smith.
Is it on Rusev Day?
I believe. Is Dynamite on Thursday or Friday?
Friday.
Friday is Rusev Day. Yes, that is correct.
All right, I got Miro winning then.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, you can't argue with that kind of explanation.
I just hope he wipes that smug look off of Evil Uno's face.
Yeah. Knocks a couple of those teeth out.
Yeah, right. So that will do it for AEW. We're going to be pushing forward into our main event of our show, and we are going to be bringing in, I got to drop you guys off the screen real quick. We are going to be bringing in from the mean streets of Detroit, Michigan, the host of the Wrestling Inside Heroes and Insiders podcast. And from what I saw on your Facebook page, Detroit's favorite local D-list celebrity.
That is me.
There you go, Deshaun Whipple. Deshaun, thank you for coming on to our show. We're glad to have you, pal.
What's going on, man? Hey, yo, first things first, thanks for having me on. I'm listening to you guys. Y'all doing your doo-wop. But I'm sitting here thinking in backstage like he got me on talking about AEW and NXT, and I'm a WWE mark, just like Charlie Brown. We're WWE marks. See? But you know what? I ain't never did fantasy football, but let's go. Let's go have a show. I'm Whip Dog. I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go. I forgot to put you. I got your graphic here right for you. You got the Whip Show. You got July 2nd coming up. July 2nd. Who do you got on July 2nd?
Whoa. Take the graphic down. Take that graphic down. Before we say anything else, I've been sitting here watching the show. You got all these pictures of AEW guys. I'm telling you right now, before next week, I want one of them drawing of me. So figure it out. Make it happen. I want one of me. Whip Dog.
All right. You got it. We got you. Going forward into Impact Wrestling, real quick, a couple matches that happened last week. Jake Something completely drilled Rohit Raju through a table to win that match. Brian Myers training of Sam, John the Connie. What's his name? Sam what? Sam Grad?
Beal.
Sam Beal. There you go. On how to be a great professional wrestler. Brian's really trying hard, but Sam apparently needs a lot of work. And then there was a video package for a guy named Macklin who likes to drink Jameson, so I like this guy already. Deshaun, real quick before we get started, here are our standings going into Impact's pay-per-view. John Smith has the overall lead in our pool. John DeConnie right behind him, and so is myself. So you got the top three guys in our pool on screen with you as we speak.
Oh, man. Okay, let's get it.
All right. We have a couple shows already done for Impact. I got a small lead over John and Gary at Impact. Here is the scoring for Against All Odds. You got 5 points for the Impact Championship match, 3 points for all other titles, 1 point for the non-title matches. Anything interpromotional will get a point added, and if you get everything correct, if you go perfect, Kurt Hennig, you get a 5 points bonus.
Let's get it.
So there was an absolutely huge, Deshaun, I don't know if you watched it or you heard about it, the huge Iron Man match for the X Division title that actually started on the BTI pre-show that leaked into the main show, went into overtime. Josh Alexander, TJP, 2 of the best that this world has. Did you happen to catch that or any opinions on that match?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't catch that one, but I'm a big TJP guy, so I'm going to let y'all talk about that. But I am a big TJP guy, no matter what.
All right. Sounds good. The TJP couldn't get the job. It lost in overtime. I don't know if you can lose it in overtime. That is absolutely Josh Alexander. He got the double underhook driver for the win. So Josh Alexander's in the back. Congratulated TJP going forward. Says, you know what? There is no Impact champion in Impact. Kenny has it. I'm the top dog here. I'll fight anybody. And then 5 guys came on stream. So that is going to be the first match we're picking, Deshaun. There is a 5-way X Division match. We have Rohit Raju. We have Chris Bay. We have Petey Williams, the Canadian Destroyer, who's not pictured, along with Ace Austin and Trey Miguel. This will be at the pay-per-view. The winner of this will eventually get Josh Alexander. Who do you like in that one, Deshaun?
I'm going Ace. Petey's my boy. He's like a hometown guy. He's from Canada, right across the bridge. That's my dude. But I'm going Ace. Write that down.
I spy Jersey. He's a Jersey guy. We're fans of Ace Austin. We're Jersey guys here. John DeConnie.
Yeah, just because he's been a little conspicuous by his absence recently, and I think the 2 of them would absolutely tear it up somewhere down the line. I'm going to go with Chris Bay in this 5-way little scramble.
All right, and actually, I believe the pay-per-view is on Saturday. John Smith.
Give me Trey Miguel in this one.
Okay. So we're all going different areas here. Normally, I never bet against Jersey. I never bet against Ace Austin, but I want Ace to do this at Slammiversary, so we're going to hold on from him. Let's go. You have Petey Williams right here. We have him now. We don't know how much longer we have Petey. Let's go Petey. Just Josh Alexander versus Petey Williams, like I said. I think that would be great. So I'm going Petey Williams on that. Rich Swann and W. Morrissey, they're going to fight. They were going to fight last week on Impact, but Morrissey didn't let him get down to the ring, jumped him, beat the holy hell out of him. Willie Mack came down for the save. So that's going to be on Thursday on Impact. We got a no disqualification match between W. Morrissey and Willie Mack. And then at the pay-per-view, the one that we're going to be picking for the points is W. Morrissey against Rich Swann. And do not let this picture fool you. That is not W. Morrissey on the left. That is Big Cass. That man does not exist anymore. The man that you are going to see on Saturday night has hit the gym in more ways than one and is completely ripped. Deshaun, who do you like in this one?
You know what? I'm a big Swan fan, but Morrissey just coming back. He's doing his thing. I'm rocking with him.
I'm going to agree with that one. It's tough. This is a tough, tall order for Rich Swann after just losing to Kenny Omega. Now he's got to go through this guy. Like that's a tall order to put this guy through. John Connie.
Yeah, I feel like I say this every couple of weeks. On Thursday, I really feel bad for Willie Mack. And then on Saturday, I feel pretty bad for Rich Swann. So, yeah, give me Morrissey taking both of those.
Yeah, Willie Mack's going to get Willie. Chocolate Thunder. John Smith.
Yeah, this has Morrissey written all over it. Give me him.
Deshaun, do you watch Impact? Like, do you know Willie Mack's entrance music? I think he's got the best entrance music in wrestling.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I do like Willie Mack and all that. I like the music. I like the dance that him and Swan does, and I'm still not changing my. Don't try to get me to change my answer. I'm going Morrissey, See, I see what you're doing, man. You want me to have 0 points, so when you bring your little graphics up next week, I look terrible. No, it's not happening, man.
Fire Flavor, they defeated Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering in the Impact Backlash, whatever the show was before, the rematch. Kara Hogan held Jordan down on the mat with a flat-out chokehold from what I saw, and then Tasha hit the frog splash for the win. So Fire Flavor, I Spy a Jersey Girl, still your tag team champions. But for whatever reason, they decided to go back to Scott D'Amore's office and talk some bleep about it. So Scott D'Amore, he doesn't like it when they do that, so he found 2 challenges for them right away. So we're going to go with Fire and Flavor defending the Knockouts Tag Team Championships against Kimberly and Susan. Not Sue Young pictured in this picture, but Susan from HR, who believed that she was touched inappropriately by Tasha Steele the last time they were in the ring together. John Smith, you're laughing the hardest on that one. You shoot first.
I got the champions retaining in this one. It's a funny angle, but I just think that, I don't think Susan's championship material. I think she needs to go back to Sue Young before she gets any titles.
All right, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. As the Brick City Boricua referred to them, Beavis and Butthead, I don't think are going to get the job done here.
Deshaun, they called her Beavis and Butthead. Deshaun, what do you got in this one, pal?
I'm going the same route. Fire and Flavor, man. Keep the storyline going. We're not changing nothing up.
There you go. Kojima's over here from NJPW. He defeated Diener with his signature lariat. Now, 2 things spawned, actually 3 things spawned off just as one match. First, Eddie Edwards came down to help Kojima before he was jumped by Violent by Design. So we're going to have Eddie Edwards going against Joe Doring. That's going to be Thursday. That's not going to have any points on it. But what we do know at the pay-per-view is going to be Kojima against Joe Doring. That match apparently just has a storied history from back in Japan. It is not from the Knockouts Championship as listed right here. They're just going to fight one-on-one.
You sure?
And then after that, Decay actually coaxed Eric Young into putting, I guess the Freebird rule is in effect here. Diener is going to take Joe Doring's place in the Tag Team Championship match along with Rhino. So we have Decay versus Violent by Design as well for the Tag Team Championships on Saturday night. John DeConnie, lot to unfold here. 2 matches on the pay-per-view. Violent by Design has their hands in a lot of stuff right now.
Absolutely, and I think Doring takes Kojima. I think you don't want, even though it's not in a tag team match, you don't want one half of your tag team champions losing to a guy who just kind of shuffled through the forbidden door there. So I think Kojima will do the job there, as the older generation in Japan does do. They will lay down for the talent that's trying to get over, so there'll be no issues there. And then Violent by Design, the tag team, including one man from Detroit Rock City, Rhino, will, I believe, take out Decay and retain their Impact Tag Team Championships.
Rhino, the man beast from Detroit, Michigan. Deshaun.
I mean, you just said it right there. I'm rocking with my guy, man. I live in a suburb of Detroit called Dearborn. He ran for mayor here. So I mean, if I don't pick him, he might come kick my ass and don't put me on his committee when he runs again next time, dog. So yeah, I'm going the same route. I just don't see it. I just don't see them losing just yet.
Yeah, they just got him. John Smith, they just got him.
Yeah, I got champions retaining, of course, but I think Kojima's going to win that match against Doring. Probably some sort of Raw roll-up or something like that, you know?
I forgot to respond to that. I agree with what you just said. I think Kojima's actually going to win, and I think that might cause a little bit of something the next night. A little bit, but not too much. But I still think Violent by Design is going to win the next night.
Yeah, I'm the same thing with Deshaun and John Smith. I got Kojima. The funny thing is, I guess his signature is that I think Doring is going to completely no-sell the finish. It's not even going to knock him off his feet. But I think Eric Young, despite with a torn ACL, he's going to try to interfere, and that's where that's why we brought up Eddie Edwards earlier. Eddie's going to come down, make the save, do something to screw up with Joe Doring, where Kojima gets the win. And then I don't think both members are going to win because I got Rhino and Deaner retaining. So give me Rhino and Deaner along with Kojima in those matches. Deshaun, we like to educate people on other things other than wrestling here, more about life. As you know, we probably told you, all three of us are from New Jersey here. The saying goes, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." You take that, but if you do it to a Jersey girl and you piss off a Jersey girl, it is amplified tenfold, and that is what is happening to our Knockouts champion right now, Deonna Purrazzo. There's going to be a match this Thursday between Rosemary and Havoc. If Havoc wins this match, she's actually added to the Knockouts championship match and making it a triple threat. So Deonna Purrazzo might actually have two opponents this Saturday night. Now, Deonna just has not been happy. She got pinned by Rosemary twice. She's just not been treated fairly at all. This is the age of the virtuoso, Deshaun. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I'm staying. Purrazzo. We still winning.
Deonna Purrazzo, there we go. She says the odds will always be in her favor, John Smith.
Yeah, I got Havoc winning on Thursday just so she could get added to the match because we already saw Rosemary versus Purrazzo a couple months ago, so I don't think they want to just redo the same match. So we'll make it a three-way, and then Deonna will tap probably Havoc out with whatever her move is called. I think I always forget.
On the Venus de Milo, the Vera de Milo, right? Vera de Milo from
Venus.
Harry.
Yes. I think Havoc does get into this match. And I think the Venus de Milo does probably end it, and Deonna retains.
Okay, and then the main event, interpromotional match for the Impact Championship. From last week, Sami Callihan defeated Moose by disqualification. Actually, there's going to be a summit, apparently. This might not even actually be a one-on-one match. Right now, it is just Moose and hold on. Let me see if I can pull Ryan Joy here. Better than Crotch. Better than Horowitz, better than the Brawler, better than the 1-2-3 Kid. It's Kenny by God Omega as the Impact Champion. He might actually have to do a triple threat again. He's got Moose definitely. Now, Tony Khan's going to be there Thursday night. They're going to have a summit with Scott D'Amore and with Don Callis. Callis, I guess, did not read the contractual agreements that everybody signed beforehand, so who knows what's going to happen here? Deshaun, can you make heads or tails of this? And does anybody have even a shot at taking this belt off Kenny?
It's funny you said that, man. And I know what everybody's going to say. They're going to all pick Kenny. And I'm leaning towards that. But you know what, though? I want the points. I want the points, dog. And I'm thinking, remember, Moose is thinking about trying to dip. He's thinking about leaving, dog.
Yeah.
But see, I'm so torn but they need Kenny for Impact. But if I have more hair, I pull it out. Okay, I gotta pick. All right, Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega, there you go. It's the points on the line. Actually, 6 points on the line. John DeConnie.
Yeah, I think the whole reason we got this one so quick, like Moose is definitely a guy who you can believe eventually takes the belt back from Kenny. The fact that we got this so quick, I think that tells me that Impact's a little worried they're not going to be able to re-sign him, and they didn't want to give up on not getting this match on television or on their Impact Plus platform. But because it's happening so quickly, and I don't think Kenny's losing anytime soon, give me Kenny over Moose.
Yeah, I don't think Sami Callihan's going to be in this. I think there's somehow they're going to figure him out of this, John Smith. I don't think they're going to do a triple threat here.
Yeah, definitely going to be one-on-one, I think. I don't think they're going to make both title matches 3 ways on the go-home show. So, yeah, I got Moose losing this one, unfortunately, although he should be the one that takes the belt off of Kenny. But like John said over there, they don't even know if he's going to be sticking around or not. So, yeah, get your money's worth while you can.
Deshaun, Moose is going to get paid after this contract is up. Moose is good.
Yeah. If I agree. He teased about going to NXT already.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he did a teaser, but yeah. But yeah, you're right. He's going to get paid no matter what.
He's going to get paid no matter where he goes, whether it's with Hunter or the Cons or even if he stays. Even if he stays, the more or whoever Anthem Entertainment, whoever owns it, they got to shell out some money for him because he's something special. So we're going to switch gears. That was Against All Odds. That is on Saturday night. And then on Sunday night, I don't want to rip off Bailey here, but ding dong, hello, NXT is in our house again. And we got Todd Pettengill back, Deshaun. Any memories from way back in the day?
Oh yeah, man. Look, I tried to win the $1 million house, dog. I was calling in as a little dog, man. I wanted it. Shoot, I was mad. Now, I spent a lot of $14.95s in your house back in the day, baby. Way too many. My mama cable bill was mad. She was mad at me, bro.
So, real quick, last Tuesday night on NXT, before we get to the pay-per-view, there was an altercation outside the Capitol Wrestling Center between Killian Dane, Drake Maverick, Everrise was involved. John Smith, Everrise?
Everrise rules.
There you go. With Hit Row. So we're actually going to have tonight on NXT, we got Killian Dane. He's defending Drake's honor. He's going to be going up against Isaiah Swerve Scott. Have you seen Hit Row yet, Whip Dog?
Yes. I like them. They're not, they're not MVP's team, but they're okay. They're okay. No, I'm not a big fan just yet, though.
All right, sounds good. Who do you got in the match? I think he's got Isaiah Swerve Scott's going to beat Killian Dane. Hit Row's brand new, right?
Oh, absolutely. Swerve. Oh, absolutely. Swerve's automatically, yeah.
All right, so Diamond Mine. Do you have any idea what the Diamond Mine is? They're showing these promos, hype videos. Diamond Mine is coming soon, and nobody has any idea what's going on here.
No.
John Smith, anybody? John, Deshaun, anybody? No, nothing. That's what I figured.
NXT does a good job of keeping things under wraps,
Yeah.
I mentioned a couple weeks ago with Ryan that you put a gun to my head. My best guess, they started running that vignette like a week or two after we heard that they were in talks to maybe do something with MLW. MLW calls all their guys fighters. They've got Filthy Tom Lawler over there, so maybe it's some kind of MMA faction coming in. It's the only thing that kind of makes sense. Obviously everyone Diamond immediately thought of Tessa Blanchard, but I don't see her doing an MMA gimmick, so I don't see that happening.
No, there's nothing about those video packages that screams Tessa Blanchard at all. So I would like to see her though. She's still down in Mexico. Kushida had an open challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. Carmelo Hayes was the new NXT star. I guess I've never seen him before. I guess they had a different name before this. He accepted the challenge. Great match. Hoverboard lock by Kushida for the win. Handshake at the end, respecting the kid. Indy Hartwell, unfortunately, still heartbroken. She's listening to 80s rock ballads. She's completely crushed. But her and Candice, they had a tag team championship match. They defended against Zoe Stark and Zeta Ramir after the wicked stepsister, followed by an elbow drop by Indy Hartwell. So heartbroken, but physically she's okay. She's still defending the tag team championship. Apparently Poppy is going to be on NXT tonight, and Candice LeRae did not sound happy about that at all. Now, we all know that Triple H loves his Poppy. She's everywhere, whether there's a pay-per-view and in your house or even like a random Tuesday or Wednesday night show, Poppy's there. So we'll see what happens if anything comes from that. So going into NXT, this is our first NXT show of the year, boys. These are our standings from last year, that epic three-way tie between the three of us, Deshaun.
Okay.
We did a pretty good job last week with NXT last year.
Okay, I see it.
All right, and then going into here's the scoring for In Your House. Takeover's got a little bit more points here. 15 points for the heavyweight championship, 9 points for all other titles, 3 for non-title matches. Anything in a promotional, which there isn't, we'll get a 3-point bonus. If you go perfect, you go heading it, you get 15 points. So last week we had a tag team championship match between MSK and Legado del Fantasma. MSK got the win after that blockbuster heart attack move that they've been doing, which is really cool. I can't remember what they called it. But Santos Escobar interfered, and he eventually was squashed by Bronson Reed. Now, John Smith, we don't know. This match has not been made official yet for TakeOver. We're kind of going to play a dumb assumption here that your boy Santos Escobar is going to be challenging Bronson Reed for the North American Championship. So who do you got?
Yeah, that seems like all signs are pointing in that direction. And you know what? Santos he needs gold around his waist. I feel like he's supposed to be a champion. He's the man, and he's going to beat Bronson. Bronson was kind of just a stopgap to get it off of Johnny and then on to him. All
right. Mexico is presented on that belt to Sean. Santos pointed that out right off bat. He wants that belt. He thinks it belongs to him.
I'm going the same way. Going with Santos, dog.
John DeConnie, there's no respect for Bronson Reed here.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's was just another one of these cases of WWE. 14 years to the day, and let's tell a happy story. And his wife is in the audience, and like John said, I know this is a dirty word, but I think he was a transitional champion, and I think the man that runs the bingo will be your North American champion.
I just thought you guys are all picking Santos. I kind of just swayed myself here. Now, I think it needed to be doing Bronson. I was picking Bronson Reed. It's actually on my sheet, Bronson. I got to cross it out. Everything's been going around that WWE, because they released so many guys, they were down at the CWC scouting NXT talent, and Bronson Reed just has Vince McMahon written all over him. So if Santos wins this, that means Bronson Reed was selected to go up, and I think he might be. So I'm gonna go with you guys. I'll go Santos Escobar on this one. I got swayed on that one. I can't believe I just changed my pick. In a match that's a little bit shocking to me, maybe that this is not on the pre-show or the kickoff. Xia Li, she declared Mortal Kombat on Mercedes Martinez a couple of weeks ago. It all stems back. I mean, talking about holding a grudge 4 years back to the Mae Young Classic for Xia Li. That's why she's pissed at Mercedes Martinez, John DeConnie. So 4 years of build-up for this. Xia Li, this is a new Xia Li that's not who competed 4 years ago. Little shocked. I think something crazy is going to happen, or else this would be on the pre-show, if not tonight. I mean, they're putting this on TakeOver for a reason.
Yeah, I think it's to get Xia, continue to get Xia over as this new monster, even though she's 4'11". I mean, when these two are standing next to each other, it's going to look a little ridiculous. And then Xia, I'm assuming, is going to kick Mercedes' head off. So
John Smith.
Yeah, Xia Li's going to chop her down like a tree, and she's going to kick her freaking head off. Absolutely.
Okay, that sounds like a standard match here. Deshaun, why is this match on TakeOver? There's got to be something special, something crazy.
I know what you're saying, dog, but I'm with the fellas. Xia Li, she's my new Oscar. Like, she's gonna kick ass. Like, it's over. It's over. She's taking her out. It's gonna hold on. It's gonna be a dope. It's gonna be a good match. Mercedes is gonna probably be going up on her a whole lot, but no, Xia is gonna be. It's over. It's over. She's gonna be that new monster.
I don't know why, because we mentioned a couple times already this episode, even pre-production, like the Ministry of Darkness, when they started ducking people. Like, I think Mercedes Martinez, she's going to get knocked out or something, and then they're going to take her away, and she's going to join T and Shaw or something like that. Like, there's something crazy. Xia Li, 100%. All in. There ain't no ripping off AEW. All in on Xia Li. But something crazy's got to happen. Deshaun, I'm going to defer to you on this one, because your season premiere guest on the Whip Show on July 2nd is this gentleman right here, WWE Hall of Famer, the $1 Million Man. He's got an announcement tonight. I didn't know that. I saw that last night on Raw, and I started being giddy like a schoolgirl because I have an idea in my head. And then going into TakeOver, the $1 Million Legacy's on the line. LA Knight, Cameron Grimes, they had this whole thing going. What do you think the announcement is? Who wins the match? Anything you want to say about, anything you want to ask Ted DiBiase on his show? Give us some details here.
Oh, man. Well, he's absolutely right. On the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast, a.k.a. The Whip Show, our Season 4 premiere, July 2nd, we will have the $1 Million Man, the legend, Ted DiBiase. Shit, I got a price, just like everybody else does. $5 But with that being said, the announcement, the $1 million belt is going on Cameron Grimes. He's winning the deal. It's it. He's the $1 million champion, and I'm gonna tell you, it kind of sucks. No, it doesn't. But I'm a big LA Knight fan. But I like the Eli Drake deal better. Yeah. But Cameron Grimes, that boy is nice. That boy is over. He's going to the sky, man.
He's not going to the sky. Where's he going, John Smith?
To the moon!
And the question I'm asking $1 million man is why the hell I wasn't his $1 million champion. Damn, Cameron Grimes. What about Whip Dog, man? That's what I'm asking. Damn that.
Yeah. Is this the $1 million championship? Are we gonna get off the show tonight? Turn on the USA Network. Gonna hear the music that makes me just ear to ear like I'm 10 years old again. And we're gonna get the $1 million championship, and that's what the match is for. So let's just pretend here that that's what happens. John DeConnie, the $1 million championship on the line. That's the legacy. I guess that's half a pun intended from way back in the late 2000s.
Yeah, that would be the last time.
In L.A.
Yeah, that'd be the last time we saw it. It had something to do with the legacy. But yeah, I do think that is the priceless announcement, and I'm very excited for that to be the case. But I think Grimes maybe chases it a little bit longer. I think it goes on the cocky. They managed to kind of turn Grimes into the face with that last interaction. So I think the face chases. So I think LA Knight takes it here.
Now, John Smith, last week, LA Knight did not impress Ted DiBiase at all. So when we thought Cameron Grimes was heartbroken the week before and DiBiase walked over LA Knight did nothing to help his own cause here.
Yeah, the way he reacted, it was like he lost his chance, and now he's got a second chance. So I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully it is that $1 million belt, but I think LA Knight wins it. I think that the feud between Cameron and Grimes and $1 Million Man has too much fuel in it for them to go together right away. I think eventually they'll end up together, but not right away.
I don't like betting against Grimes. I'm going to go Cameron Grimes, and I'm sorry, LA Knight. That's not an insult. That's just a fact of life. So Ember Moon, at the beginning of the show, she stormed out looking for Raquel Gonzalez after Raquel completely just darted Shotzi into the cage and knocked her silly. She wanted Raquel to get some shots in, but then Dakota got her from behind. So tonight we have Dakota Kai going against Ember Moon, which I think is actually be a really good match. I'm more of a Dakota Kai fan than Raquel. But then Sunday night is the NXT Women's Championship. I believe this is the first takeover, or it has to be. It's the only takeover since Stand and Deliver. This will be Raquel Gonzalez's first takeover title defense, going against the former champion and Ember Moon, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I think Ember, I'm not going to say she runs over Dakota, but I think she takes some frustrations out on Dakota and definitely wins that match. But nobody is touching Big Mommy Cool right now. So I think Raquel retains.
All right, Deshaun.
Same. Ember beats Dakota, but you're not beating Raquel. Not beating her. Not yet.
You want to make this unanimous, John Smith, because I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've been saying, Ember Moon, always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yeah, we were talking about the title reign last week. It's just like she couldn't beat Asuka, but Asuka had to leave, so she got it. And then her first challenge was like Shayna Baszler, and she lost it right away. It was just like, damn, man, she couldn't. She couldn't catch a break. That was just a rough time to be a women's wrestler in NXT. Being the transition between Asuka and Shayna. And then we got the main event coming. Let me get this down here. The main event. So Adam Cole pretty much wrecked the number one contenders match last week. He completely laid out Kyle O'Reilly, Pete Dunne, and Johnny Gargano, and the referee was taken out too. And then an argument broke out because of that. Everybody was in the trainer's room. An argument broke out between Austin Theory and Oney Lorcan. So that's going to be tonight. That'll probably be the main event. But then Adam Cole went storming back into the ring. Choice word, absolutely great back and forth between Karrion Kross and Adam Cole. And then Kross actually put a huge, you put your foot in your mouth and put your money where your mouth is, whatever the phrase is. He wants the three guys that Adam Cole wasted give them a shot, plus Adam Cole. So there's going to be a fatal five-way. He wants all four of them. There's going to be a face-off tonight on NXT, and then it is, our NXT Championship match, 7-0, undefeated. Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, Pete Dunne. It's gonna be a bleep show tonight. I'm thinking somebody is there's gonna be bodies lying everywhere after tonight's over with. But Deshaun, the main event of In Your House, who do you got?
Man, I'm saying the belt stand on Karrion, and it's crazy. I mean, I like Adam Cole, and something in the back of my mind, he comes back, but every time I think he's going right back to WWE. Like they're going to bring him up soon. So because of that, because I know they're going to bring him up soon, I just don't see the belt going to him. Gargano did his thing already, so I'm staying with Karrion Kross.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with Karrion Kross too. But this was the exact Bronson Reed argument I had, John Smith. It's like, okay, if they went down and were scouting talent, Karrion Kross has to be on the radar unless Hunter gave him a list. Like, here are guys that you cannot have because I need them right now. Like this.
I mean, they didn't.
You can look, but you can't touch. Sorry.
Right. That's what I think. That's what I think right there. That's what I'm sorry, I'm not to jump in, but I'm saying that's my thing right there. Yes, they're probably looking at Karrion, but NXT needs something strong, a top guy, and he's their guy right now. You can have Adam Cole, you can take Gargano, you can throw them up there, but you got to have one guy that looks like the guy, and it's him. Okay, sorry. My bad, John.
You don't have to tell John Smith twice about that. He's the biggest cross guy there is.
Yeah, there's a reason that they did take two on Karrion Kross after he got injured the first time, and it's because they plan on using him for a long time in NXT. And I don't see any reason why you would have him beat Finn Balor just to turn around and take the belt off him the next month. And I know that he doesn't need to get pinned to lose this title. But I want to see him stack up four guys like Roman Reigns stacked up two guys at WrestleMania. Maybe put them all in the cross jacket at the same time, somehow, some way.
That'd be awesome if he stacked all four of them. They just completely and then he calls out Roman on camera. That would never happen, but that would be awesome. John DeConnie. Okay, I'm gonna assume you're taking Karrion Kross. I'm not gonna steal your thunder on that one, but I just want to bring up, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly again in the same ring. I don't want that to go unnoticed. Not to mention, as a fatal five-way, for whatever reason, we keep on forgetting to bring these up in these multi-man matches. This means no disqualification, no countouts. This is going to be and those two in the combustible element here, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm going the way I'm going, and I don't mean to make John Smith cry, but I think it is just I just don't see any way Vince McMahon, now that he's quote unquote trimmed the fat on his roster, doesn't look down there and say, "Give me Karrion Kross." And for that reason, I think now you need somebody to put this. You've got Kross going, in my theory, you got to have somebody solid to put it on. I think they put it back on Cole because you can have a couple of weeks of him and O'Reilly fighting again. They had that epic match. They can have another epic one, and then we lead up to the takeover right around SummerSlam, and that's when you can do the oh my god match with Adam Cole and Pete Dunne. So give me Adam Cole in the Fatal 5-Way.
Adam Cole, and that'd be so cute. Him and Bray would be champions together. That would actually be flat out adorable.
I think it happens in the ring while Karrion Kross is outside the ring swinging Johnny Gargano by his ankles as a weapon.
All right, so that will do it for NXT TakeOver. Real quick, we just want to throw let's put the Eastern Observer logo up there. There we go. We're going to talk some Eastern Observer real quick. The primetime rundown, powered by StreamYard with Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca, is now airing at 6 p.m. on Friday nights as we take you through the world of sports right here on all of the Eastern Observer platforms. For more information, please go to theeasternobserver.com. Daily Wrestling News Show hosted by currently suspended he's not suspended, people. I'm joking. Hosted by Ryan Joy every Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. and sometimes on Fridays. Get your morning cup of joy with Ryan and his band of merry co-hosts right here on all of the Eastern Observer platforms. And also make sure you go to minutestobelltime.com and subscribe to the Body Slam Brigade newsletter. Over 4,200 subscribers receive this weekly column every Friday. Go to minutestobelltime.com to subscribe. The Body Slam Brigade by Ryan for you for free. Please make sure you go to all of your music platforms and download the Black Cats NYC new album, Free Cake, the official band of the Eastern Observer and all of our shows. The Black Cats NYC, please get their new album, Free Cake. And as always, the show of the Central Wrestling Podcast is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com, the internet leader in sports entertainment pick'em pools. Join us in the Central Wrestling Podcast public pool to play against us or create a private pool with you and your friends at ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. Next Tuesday night, we'll be back for episode 58 of the Central Wrestling Podcast. We will all be back in the house. Hopefully, my beard will still be at the same length as it is right now. If not, that meant I had to shave it, which means I'm going to be out of a job for a couple months as I defend New York. And then we have the Whip Show Podcast, the Wrestling Heroes and there we go. I got the Wrestling Heroes and Insiders podcast debuting July 2nd. Deshaun Whipple will be your host along.
Yes.
You have a tag team partner, right, Deshaun?
Yes. My tag team partner, devastating Daryl Pace, as we bring in for season 4 the $1 Million Man after he hands the belt to Cameron Grimes. Like I said, we bring him in for our season premiere. While you're at it, watching other episodes, I got Vince Russo playing in the back. We've interviewed Vince Russo. We've interviewed Sonny Ono, Scott Hudson, a litany, a legacy of pro wrestling superstars from WWE, WCW, ECW, NWA, and more. Follow us. Anchor, Spotify, YouTube, every platform. You even got the Flintstones phone and just put in a Whip Show. Rumble, double, and you can get my show. So check us out.
I listened to Russo, your Russo interview on I love his take on wrestling. I loved everything about Russo when he was writing. I just love his way. I love the way his mind works. And then just to hear him, you guys did a great job with that. So you got a fan in me. You have a subscriber in me. We hope you have a fan in us now too. We hope that you're a fan of us as well. We're so glad to have you on. You're not Ryan Joy though. Hold on. There you go.
Okay, yeah, switch me back. Okay, there we go. That's my boy. Shout out to Ryan Joy. I love him. I was on this show too. Great dude. Yeah, I had a great time, dog. Anytime I can come back and y'all going to be like, man, how did this novice outscore us in the pro wrestling pick'em? That's crazy. But he did it. He don't even watch pro wrestling right now. He only watches old school, and he still beat us. It's unbelievable.
All right, for John Smith, for John DeConnie, for Deshaun Whipple, thank you so much. We loved having you on. We want you back again. Alexa Bliss, we love you. Larry Steve, always in our hearts. Tegan and I, okay, so maybe after In Your House, can we get Tegan back? Is that not too much to ask here? Can we just please have Tegan Knox back? John DeConnie, bring it home.
Thanks for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
And just like 2 weeks ago, there's only one thing left to do.
Drive for 5.